Welcome to the Clear Shots Podcast with Seth Skinner and Jake Jones.
Hey, it's Seth from Clear Shots, and today you're listening to episode 61.
Don't give them clear shots. Don't give them clear shots. Don't give them clear shots. Don't give them clear shots.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
So Thursday, what time is it? 2:12 p.m.
We're sneaking this one in.
Yeah, sliding it in. Sure.
You're breaking the fourth wall a lot today. You're giving them recording times and you're showing them the camera.
Yeah, right.
The camera.
Tried to take a picture of the camera. We got a perfect shot for the camera today.
It's a clear shot, too.
Yeah, it took a
Except
picture
for
of
it's
it.
not.
It was not clear.
No, it was very blurry.
Yeah, even with HDR on and the flash off.
You know, it's weird. Like, I don't take many photos with my camera, like my phone, but like, I feel like when I get a new phone, I immediately notice the difference in camera quality.
Yeah.
Like,
you
you're like,
never
oh
use
shit,
it.
this is way better than my old phone. But like, I'm still not gonna use it. Like, what? I don't know. Like, the only people that use it are people who fucking post on Instagram like every day. It's like the only time I post on Instagram is when I play guitar and just I'll play like a riff or something and I'll post it. That's it.
Yeah. I never use Instagram. I usually just
I've grown
stalk
to
on there.
like it because I can just follow like comedians and like barracks or like some skateboard companies or something so I'm scrolling through and it's like quick video clips. So you can just, it's like I don't know. It's like a version of Reddit that's closer to Facebook or something. Like it's more of a, it's kind of niche. Like I feel like the people who use Instagram use it primarily.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like that it's like just hits you with images and videos instead of.
Yeah, the thing I like about Instagram, I like following when I don't post on there, but I go on there. I like following MMA shit. I like following fighters and UFC and NFL stuff.
I just don't like that all the social media is doing like this watch stuff, like the TV.
Yeah.
Like Instagram TV or Facebook TV, like Facebook video section. It's like people will just go to video and then scroll through it for hours, which is why I post our clips to Facebook too, because I know they'll show up in those.
Yeah. I never understood. I don't know. I never understood people that never used or that only used YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To watch videos. It's probably the most convenient.
It's also
the most
not.
convenient.
It's also not convenient though. Like that's part of the reason I like Instagram is because they're 1 minute videos, and you scroll through and like, and they autoplay.
Yeah.
So like they kind of grab your attention immediately when you're scrolling through, which is why I'd like to do like shorter clips of this.
Yeah. I was
just,
talking
like,
more
little
long
clips.
like long form stuff for YouTube.
Yeah, for YouTube
Yeah.
for sure.
But
Instagram is a good way to get people to visit YouTube too.
yeah.
Like that's the idea is like people like if you have your audio on Instagram, you're scrolling through, you see like 4 pictures or whatever, then a video plays and you hear the audio, it catches you. So like I kind of would like to put some short clips on there for sure.
I do get the shit scared out of me when
Your audio is cranked.
my audio is cranked and I don't realize it. It happened to me yesterday. I was scrolling through Instagram and my old Taekwondo.
That happens when when I take the truck up to my classes, I have to I don't have my radio thing, my
Bluetooth
transmitter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to just crank the audio on my phone to listen to shit on the way up. So then when I get back and I start scrolling through Instagram and it goes like it's basically breaking up because it's all the volume's all the way up. And then you poop a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Yeah, like just a smidge.
I
It
burp into
does.
the mic because I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm like Opie and Anthony.
I try to keep my media volume all the way to the lowest setting.
Yeah, no, I do that too.
That's where I want it.
Yeah.
But then you forget.
See, that happens to me at work because I listen to music at work.
Yeah.
And because
Then
I'm
you
back
take it
at
off,
I'm back at the manor now. Yeah, and so I'll have music cranked, and then I'll
Yeah.
like get home, and I'll like just be sitting in the living room because I'll have my notification on too. So I still get scared constantly by my notifications every time, because I never realize I have them on. Then when you do have them on, you still get, it's like the toaster popping.
Yeah. Most of the time it just pisses me off because I'm doing something, and then I hear a thing and I feel like I have to like respond. I'm like, what the fuck? I have to type like 3 words. God damn it. It is frustrating. There's only like 2 people that text me though, like actual text messages. Like I said last time, we were talking about Facebook Messenger, how everyone uses that. It's like most people just use Messenger.
Yeah.
It's not like I talk to that many people anyway, but like I only have like Christian and Katie are the only people that text me.
I don't even know if I have your cell phone number.
Probably not, because it's just Facebook Messenger.
I do. I've never sent you a text message.
Yeah. We should just start sending text messages. It'd be great. It's totally exactly the same thing as Facebook Messenger, except for it gives me a different tone. So like if I hear my text tone, I know it's one of those 2, and most of the time it's not Christian. If I hear Messenger, it could be fucking anything.
Yeah, it could even be a boat.
Like a fucking group chat or some shit.
I
mute all those fucking things.
I have pretty sure all of Messenger muted,
Yeah.
except for you and
I'll set it to like
my
so that
Counter-Strike group.
Yeah. I'll have it so like if you mention me, I'll get it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, now people are gonna start mentioning me on all of them. But it's like I don't care about a conversation that other people are having. That's a text message.
Yeah, that's from me. They're both from me.
Oh. That's for me. They're both for me. I like how you just send me memes. Like, there are people that do that too, though. That'll like. There's people on Facebook Messenger that will just message me once in a while. I'll never respond, but like they'll just be memes. It's like what do you want me to do? Like reply with haha? I mean, I guess I could say haha, right?
Yeah, I mean, you say that all the time anyway.
Yeah. At least be nice and say haha, you know?
Yeah. Or like the crying, laughing emoji. 2 of them.
He sends me a text and then says, hey. Or he sends me a meme and then says, hey.
Oh, I sent the text first.
Oh, really? I got the hey second.
Oh.
Which is kind of funnier.
Yeah. It is.
Than saying hey and then sending a meme. But yeah, it's like I just don't. I get so like I don't. As soon as someone adds me to a group, that's the thing is like people can freely add you to groups.
Yeah, isn't that mental?
So like,
isn't that
they
fucking
could add
insane?
you to a group and then just spam you with shit, or you can be added to.
Oh, didn't you do that with the music group?
Yeah, basically. Well, that was the thing is like I added a bunch of people to that, but I only sent like a message at first. And then I was like, and in that message, I even said, like, feel free to leave or mute this or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because I'm
surprised that's still going.
Yeah, like, because I, like, it doesn't get used that much, but I like to post things in there once in a while if I find something cool. But I wish more people would use it because that's really the only way I'm going to find music.
Yeah. How do you can't just search by group now?
I don't think so.
No, you can't. It's so stupid.
It is pretty dumb.
I don't even know where the music share group is because I have so many.
It's cool too if everyone used the same service. Like I like when you share things through Spotify because it gives you it embeds a sample player, like a little clip of it, like a 5-second clip of the song or whatever. And in Messenger you can just hit play and it plays that like a sample of the song.
Oh, there it is.
Most people just share YouTube links, though. Even when you're sharing music, it's like YouTube's pretty much a thing. Like, it's weird because if you just had YouTube Red, you could almost just use that for music, too, because there's so much fucking music on YouTube.
Yeah. And it's also, you can download it all, right? You get no ads. You can download videos, can't you? For offline stuff.
Can you?
I think so.
That would be really awesome because then I would just download podcast videos.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you can even schedule the downloads. So when stuff comes out for a specific YouTuber, I think it'll download it. I think that's a thing.
Huh.
Maybe it's just music.
Then a YouTuber puts out like 12 videos and you have like your capacities maxed out.
Maybe I'm thinking of Netflix. I know Netflix you can download shit.
That's another thing I like about live streams is like you can schedule them and be like, hey, we're going to be streaming this day at this time. And then you don't do it. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to just do some streaming, even if it's not podcasts. Just do some like live stuff. Maybe WrestleMania. That would be cool. I think that's coming up real soon.
But would everybody here want to be on camera? Because what
No.
if we have a lot of people
of course
here?
not.
I was going to say, because the only time we've done the streams is when it's like me, we've done me, you,
We'll
and
just
Bill.
have everybody who doesn't want to be on wear a mask.
Or look like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah. If I could find that Gordon Ramsay mask I have, then, well, I don't even know if I probably still don't have that. I used to have it taped to my guitar case
Oh, yeah.
for all my gigs. I had a Johnny Depp one and a Gordon Ramsay one. So I would just walk into gigs.
It was fucked up because
with
it was
Gordon Ramsay.
but without eyes. Like the eye, it looked like just fathead pictures of them without the eyes.
Yeah,
it was
that's what it
fucking
was.
weird.
So every show we went to, I'd have Gordon Ramsay and Johnny Depp on my case. So everybody knew what was going to happen. You know,
They're going to be frightened immediately.
they're like, this guy knows.
This guy fucks.
Yeah.
This guy does all the fucking around here.
I don't even know how I found those. If you see a Gordon Ramsay or Johnny Depp mask, I mean, you kind of have to get it. Like, you kind of can't just pass it up, right?
Yeah,
Have
I'd
you
agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be able to just not buy it. I mean,
That coffee is thick.
yeah, it is. It's
That
nice
is
and
thick
bitter.
coffee.
Yeah.
It's like mostly bean.
That's what you want.
That's great. That's like mud.
That's what you want.
Do you do the strong brew on your machine? Or do
No,
you just do
I just
regular?
load it up with beans. I mean, I only made 8 cups or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I drank like 7 of them.
Yeah, because I got 8. See, so you're, yeah. But you were talking about the masks.
But yeah, that's what you want to do. You got to just get them.
Oh,
I guess there's certain public figures that like you have to get a mask of, you know?
yeah. My friend Ray went to Halloween as Richard Nixon once, but he just wore like sweatpants and a hoodie, and then the Richard Nixon
I feel like
mask.
the Nixon one's all over the place, though.
The
right?
Nixon one's great because his nose is huge.
It's
It's
the nose.
fucking hilarious.
That's what it is.
You got it for like $8.
We should
at
make
Spencer's.
masks of ourselves.
Yeah.
And then people can just cut them out or print them out and then put a string on them.
Yeah. We should do morph suits with just our faces on them. Like
Yeah,
our faces with different expressions.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a really good idea.
Mm.
Especially if we're trying to get our faces known.
Yeah, yeah.
Just be like, hey, wear our face all over your body.
That's marketing 101, dude.
You know what we could do is do a mask with actual facial hair on it. So like do a mask and it has a beard, and then do one that has
But it's
whatever
it's-
I do.
Yeah, but it's actually real hair.
It's our actual hair. You have to shave your beard off. You can only make one mask, I guess.
Right. Well, I mean, you could just do one every X amount of months, you know, and then
How
build them
long?
up.
How long did it take for you to grow that beard? Like 6 years?
I trim it once in a great while, but like it grows back really fast, and then it stops when it hits the point it's at.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I think we're done. And then it's not gonna work on it any longer. It hits a like, I don't know. It's weird. Hair does do that though. Even with people's like head hair, it grows to a certain length and then it stops. Like that's how mine used to be. It would just stop at a certain length.
My hair
It's like
gets
you got
thicker.
a natural length, like a hair length.
Yeah.
It's a trait.
My hair doesn't get long.
Yeah,
Like yours
That's
did.
because you're supposed to let it get long. You know.
No, like it wouldn't get, like the longest it would get would be like my shoulders. And then it would stop.
Maybe you gotta like pull it. You gotta like give it a little like nudge.
Oh, no.
You gotta let it know who's boss.
No, it gets too thick, though. I have to wash my hair every fucking day. It gets so greasy. Dude, it gets greasy overnight. I showered last night at like 6 o'clock, woke up today. My hair was like stuck together. It was just all grease.
Yeah, it's not good when it gets stuck together.
No.
It's one thing you don't want.
It's just fucking chunky. It's just chunky jizz in my hair. So let's talk about the AAF. Let's pour one out for the AAF.
Yeah.
You were one of the biggest fans I knew. The biggest fan of the AAF that I knew.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I just liked watching football. I mean, that's the thing. I felt like it was a lot of like football fans, like not team fans. You know what I mean? Like if you like watching football, you'd watch it. That's the thing is like I feel like that's the reason leagues don't take off is because people are attached to their team. They want to watch their team play.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much watch the sport. Like you'd basically be getting like the same number of viewers that like if I was watching Broncos Raiders or something. It's like it doesn't matter to me really that much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's football, so I might just watch it anyway. It's like with the AAF, that's what you're getting basically is a bunch of teams you don't really care about, but you're still getting to watch football. I like the idea of some of the rule changes too. Like some of them were pretty cool.
That's the worst part about the AAF closing is that they were really the experimental league.
Yeah.
With rule changes.
Yeah. And what's funny is like I was starting to get starting to care about a team. So like
the Iron, right?
No, I was watching the Hot Shots because I was like, it feels wrong to not root for this team because they're yellow and green.
Oh, true. Weren't they in San Diego?
Arizona.
I
was like, well, and what's funny is like the last like 3 or 4 weeks I was watching their games specifically, they've been winning all their games. And they beat the Apollos, which were the only undefeated team in the league.
Yeah, MJ's
They were the only team that beat them. It's just weird because like, and it was shaping up like there was 2 teams that were tied, I think, in one of the conferences going into, and there's 2 weeks left of the season. So like you're going to like the playoffs would be in 3 weeks. So it's really weird, especially the way it was shaped. Like the teams were all competitive too. Like you didn't know who the fuck was going to win half the time. Like the team that like the Hot Shots had lost the week before they beat the Apollos to like one of the shittiest teams in the league. And then they beat the best team in the league the following week. So it shows you that there's like the skill gap isn't like huge.
Yeah.
So it was a competitive league and it was also giving guys a chance. I mean, Manziel didn't even really get to play that much.
Yeah, that was the thing that we were talking about it the other day. I feel bad for all the players because I didn't sit down and watch whole games, but I watched bits and pieces and highlights and stuff.
There was guys that left their jobs and shit just to go back and play football because they felt like this was a chance to get back in the league and shit. And that's what sucks is that they took the chance. And it as good as it was looking, it kind of came out of nowhere too that they were like, well, fuck, we're suspending operations because that one dude fucking wants to basically pull out
that gambling
because he was a majority investor.
Yeah, this is too bad.
But I think that's the thing about these leagues is like you have to give it a couple years to see what the potential is, and with the NFL being so big, it's hard to build a league that's gonna be like viable monetarily. You have to have a lot of money to put into it right off the bat. And there has to be money to go around to all the players. It's pretty much impossible. The NFL's built a fucking Goliath and you can't compete with it.
No.
So that's why the XFL, I think they need to look at this and take it and they need to take this all into consideration.
Yeah, and the thing that
I think it's a good experiment for the XFL. I think they're learning a lot from this.
I think the big thing that people need to realize about the XFL too is that, yeah, Vince McMahon is going to be owning it and operating it, but when you look at, Vince McMahon is a multi-billionaire, But
he's a smart guy.
He's also a smart guy. But what I was, every owner in the NFL has at least as much money as Vince McMahon. Right. That's how much money the NFL has. Even like more than that, because the guy that owns the Seahawks is worth like
except the Packers,
$25 million.
They don't have an owner.
But I think people also have to not expect a product like the NFL when it's a secondary football league. Because that was a thing I noticed with the AAF. People are like, "Oh wow, this is the quarterbacks are getting sacked immediately and this and this," and it's like, yeah, it's an amateur. Not an amateur league, but
well,
it's
also
like
it was different
league.
because you could only rush 4 guys.
Yeah.
So like the plays weren't going to be the same. Like also scheming wasn't going to be the same. There was a lot more like RPOs and shit. Like there was different schemes just because of the way you played. Like you couldn't rush fucking 5-6 guys on a play. You couldn't all out blitz and just have a couple guys play man on the outside or whatever. It was and also it was like kickers were less utilized because you didn't have kickoffs. And instead of an opening kickoff, you have first snap, which is kind of cool. Like, you don't really need kickoffs nowadays. I mean, it's like, how often do they really return one for a fucking touchdown? It's like 4 times a year, maybe.
How exciting is it every time
it's
it
awesome,
happens, though?
But they can do that on punt returns.
No.
I just don't know. I don't know. But I also don't understand. They also make the argument like, oh, guys are running full speed at them and hitting them on these kickoffs. Well, they still get up to... I don't think they realize how fast these fucking pro athletes accelerate. On any given play, they can accelerate to full fucking speed and hit the guy.
It's not like they're getting exponentially faster. Like
just because there's 90 yards to run.
like they're not going to be running like 35 miles an hour because it's a longer distance. If anything, it'd be the opposite.
Right, they're going to slow down.
They're going to be... Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I also, it's like they've made it so much. The kickoffs, like, don't they kick off from like the 30 or something now? 35?
Well, the way they do the kickoffs now is that the kicking team isn't allowed to get a head start. They're not allowed to run until the ball's kicked. And then, they also kick off at the 35 now instead of the 30.
So most of the time it's a touchback anyway.
Yeah, and now touchbacks are...
They pull it out to the 20 or the
25.
25?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 25.
But that's also making more and more kickers not kick it into the end zone. So they're actually getting more returns.
You don't want to kick it into the end zone because
then you're giving
chances are, you can tackle them before the 20 or 25.
Yeah. So they're actually that rule change is actually good because you're getting more kickoffs instead of touchbacks. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong.
Maybe.
Because a lot of kickers weren't kicking
into the end
zone anyway. I mean, you're closer, but now they're going to be actively trying not to do that. You know what I mean?
Almost like a punt, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't kick it out of bounds.
No.
So it probably makes it harder on kickers, really.
Yeah.
Unless you want to just missile it.
My favorite rule change lately has been the extra point rule change. That's the best rule change of all time, in my opinion. Having extra points be from the, what is it now? Not the 20. It's from the 35, right? Or the 30.
It should be longer. I think
it's a 45-yard field goal every time, isn't it?
Yeah. That's also the thing with the AAF was that they didn't do extra points. They would just go, oh, you scored a touchdown, you have to go for 2. Like if you don't convert, you get 6 points. It's a 6-point drive. If you convert, it's 8.
Who does the one where it's if you run it in, it's 1 point. If you throw it in, it's 2 points. Is that the CFL?
I think so.
Or is that rugby?
Oh,
that should be a rule. It should be 1 point if you throw it in and 2 points if you run it in from like the 5. That would be an awesome rule.
I just like the idea you're guaranteed.
I'm thinking of NFL Street, dude.
Oh yeah, is that NFL Street?
Yeah. If you run it in, you get 1 point. If you throw it in, you get 2, or something like that. One of those combinations.
I just like the fact that it's either an 8-point or a 6-point drive because it makes the games like you can come back easier. Like that. I don't know. 2 drives. If you're scoring 8 points on 2 drives, it's like you can come back fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a given drive, you have to go for 2, so it kind of forces you're going to score more points naturally, I think. And it makes games, even though it looks like it's a blowout, it's not really, because they could come back in 3 drives or whatever.
Yeah.
And that happens in that league. I've seen some comebacks, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it's still not necessarily gone, but it's pretty fucking much gone.
It's just defunct, right? It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Waiting for investors.
That's the thing.
We should invest.
You got, like, it just kind of abruptly ends and practices are canceled and shit immediately. So, like, the stadiums are still there. They're still under contract for television. Like, they still have TV contracts and shit. So it's weird. They're basically just suspending operations is what they're saying. I mean, hell, it could come back. It's just someone needs to step in and say, like, hey, we're going to invest this much money. And the NFL, I think, is the one who should do that. The NFL Players Association isn't helping either.
No.
But it's like, you know, I think it's a good move if the NFL wants to step in and do it.
It definitely give them some good publicity for once.
It gives them that. It gives them an experimental league. It gives them a... You know, the thing is, having a farm system isn't that great in football because careers are shorter. So, like, if you have a guy who's got talent, you want to pull him up to the team immediately. So, but you also give guys a second shot. If they're young enough, they can go in there and try and play and make a name for themselves. But it's not like baseball where you can play in the minors for a couple of years and then come up and play in the majors
and then sit back down.
But you can still have a long career in baseball. It's like with Trout, they just signed him for 12 years. They signed him for 10 years, and it's 10-year extension. He had 2 years left. But that's the thing is, you're looking at a long-term investment. In football, it's like you're only going to extend him probably 6 years max.
If that.
So
I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I mean is your career is probably 6 years if you're like a wide receiver or like a position player. If you're a running back, you're lucky to get 6 years because you're fucking going head on every single play.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you're blocking, so you're still hitting somebody. That's a fucking... If you're a workhorse, like number 1 running back...
See, the thing that's funny, too, is that so many running backs do have long careers, but most of them are done within a year or two.
Yeah.
Because... I don't think it's because they're less durable, but I think it's because it's so much easier to scheme against somebody running the ball. So, within a year... Like, look at, like, you know, let's say fucking Eddie Lacy was really good for 2 years, and then all of a sudden he just, like, dropped off.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know, like, fucking...
Well, he couldn't manage his weight either. That was part of the problem.
Who else am I missing? That guy on Seattle. Thomas Rawls. Wicked good for, like, a year, like half of one season, and then the very next season.
Yeah.
Gets injured, he's out for a year.
It's a hard position to play. You got to make hard cuts all the time. Like, you know, searching for a hole and then cutting through it. That's hard on your ankles and legs and shit, too.
Like, it's crazy that Lynch has been playing and Adrian Peterson have been playing for as long as they have been. Peterson's been playing for,
plus,
12 years?
There's so much shit about CTE and brain injuries and shit now that, like, I think people are way more aware of it. Even though I think people were already aware of it, it's just more, like, in the public spotlight now.
Yeah. Literally, the only reason people are pissed at the NFL over that is because the NFL was like, nah.
It's not the NFL's problem.
No, it's not.
Like, as far as I'm concerned, it's like, you know, if you're going to play a contact sport, you know you're going to fucking have injuries. It's that simple. Whether it be to your brain, your fucking pinky toe, like, it doesn't fucking matter. You're going to get hurt. It's a contact sport.
It's like if you watch...
You get hurt in the NBA.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you watch NASCAR...
They still don't consider the NBA a fucking contact.
No, it should be.
Game.
Because I feel like, I mean, granted, they play way more games. I feel like the injuries in the NBA are way worse than...
Right.
Like, the bad injuries in basketball are, in my opinion, worse than the bad injuries in football.
Yeah. Also, you flop a lot, so you're probably hurting yourself there, too.
And a court is way less comfortable than a field.
Yeah. That's true.
But no, one last football thing. I think I texted you yesterday. I had the most ridiculous game of Madden in my entire life last night. I wish I recorded the whole thing.
Yeah, you should have.
But I switched
it.
I switched to 9-minute quarters.
9?
It's perfect. 9-minute quarters, and I found different sliders.
I do 8, and I still score too many points, I think. More points than, like, a realistic game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm scoring probably 30 plus a game. So, like...
See, I'm anywhere between,
It's
like...
a little higher than what the actual NFL average is.
14 and 30. Anywhere between there.
Yeah.
But this game I played yesterday was just a fucking slaughter. I'm playing as the Bears, going up against the Bills in the Super Bowl. It was amazing. Actually, really amazing.
So the Bills definitely lose, right?
They did lose.
Because they're in the Super Bowl.
Well, it was 7-0, us. That's 7-7. And then, 14-7, whatever. It got to be at halftime. It was 24-16. The last play of the half, Trubisky fumbles the ball. They return it for a touchdown. So it's 31-16 going into the second half. I ended up winning the game 51-31. Immediately, I had a kickoff return touchdown, and then every single drive was either just sack city or interception or a fumble.
Yeah, I feel like the game re-rolls like the RNG at halftime.
Yeah, that was what I was going to mention, because I also had a game that was the opposite of that. I still won it, but it was against Dallas in the championship game.
Like, I have a lot of games where, like, I'll be, like, not great in the first half, and then in the second half I put up, like, fucking 35 points.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what happened here? Because, like, in the first half I fumbled 4 times or whatever. There's that one animation where the quarterback gets spun around, and he always fumbles the ball on that animation every single time.
Oh, shit. I should have published it, but there was a thing I wanted to send you. The animations for penalties are hilarious, especially when they don't get called. But I had one yesterday where...
there's, like, a bunch of penalties that don't even, like, have in it. The guy just goes... He does, like, some weird shit behind his back. Like, the ref has no, like, actual animation for it, so they, like, shoehorn it in.
Yeah.
Like free kick out of bounds or some shit. Like, a lot of the times it's not even the actual referee sign for it.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
Because, EA doesn't have the money, evidently, to invest in motion capture for a referee.
Probably not.
Or they just don't want to. They definitely have the money. They just don't want to.
Fucking, yeah. So there was a penalty. The guy did the face mask animation like 3 yards away from the player. He went to tackle him and then teleported like 3 yards away and still did the whole face mask animation. And I got the penalty. I got 15 yards out of it. You know what the worst is, though, is when it purposefully gets the call wrong. Like, it'll review something and it'll be obviously...
Yeah.
It'll obviously stand or obviously be reversed, but then won't change at all.
Yeah, I don't know. That fucking shit is just so dumb. Like, I feel like they do it like they want it to be realistic in that
That's what they've said. They literally say that, well, real referees get it wrong all the time. So half the time when you challenge something, it doesn't matter. So there's no point in
like,
challenging.
the animations are so bad in that game that, like, sometimes you'll catch the ball at, like, a fucking yard and a half in towards the sideline, and because the fucking, like, animations are so bad, you're basically floating on one leg for, like, fucking 2 yards.
Yeah.
And then you step out of bounds, and it's not a catch because you fucking floated on one leg. Like, what the fuck is that shit? Like, they need to fucking really figure that out. Because it's not even like it's game breaking, but it breaks the immersion entirely. And it's not that fucking hard. It's 2019. Like, they should be able to figure these animations out. They've had the same animations for 7 years.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen the same tackles for 7 years. It's like, just do a new mocap or something. Like, how is it that other games have such better animations and graphics than Madden does? It's like, even those games come out every year. It's like
crazy
2K comes out every year, and
yeah,
that shit looks wicked good.
I was gonna say, because, like, 2K and the NHL games and UFC and even NBA Live, 3 of those games are EA. They're all mocapped.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Madden, like, I don't know. It's just
yeah.
garbage.
Even UFC 3 had new motion capture. But the thing was, I didn't like the UFC 3, like, I don't know. I feel like 2 flows better than 3 does.
Yeah. 3 is very heavy.
I don't like either of them really that much.
No, Undisputed 3.
Yeah, it's like Undisputed is really the best one.
But no, UFC 3 felt like you were fighting underwater the whole time.
Yeah.
It's very slow. Unless you play as like a flyweight.
It all looks so dumb, especially the fucking when you get a guy down and it, like you TKO him and then you just throw the most stupid looking punches into their face.
I like that there isn't TKOs. You don't get a TKO anymore.
Yeah.
Because it always knocks them out.
Yeah.
They'll do the same facial animation where they're just like going cross-eyed over and over. You seen that shit?
No.
The whole body will be limp, but their head will still be moving. It's so stupid. They'll be laying on the ground like bobbing their head.
Wow, that's so bad.
But my least favorite thing about UFC 3, now we can just keep bitching about games. I'm fine with that shit. You can head kick a guy and knock him out, and the game automatically makes you go and punch him on the ground. Is that what you were talking about in the beginning?
But also those punches look so bad.
Yeah. It's like...
It's the exact same punch, and it looks like it has no impact at all.
Yeah.
It's really stupid. At least, how does Undisputed 3 do that right? And they make a game. It's like you already had the base of this game. Like you saw how to make it already.
Yeah.
How do you do this wrong?
EA, man, it's fucked up.
It's really crazy how bad that fucking shit is. And the fact that they don't improve anything is fucking insane. They like take features out and then like 3 years down the line they'll add it and be like, yep, this is brand new. Oh really? Because we had it 3 years ago and you got rid of it for no given reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, let us create teams in Madden. How come we can't do that?
I read that the NFL doesn't let people do that.
That doesn't make any sense though. Why would the NFL give a shit?
There's a lot of things that the NFL doesn't let them do.
But it's like, why do you have relocation teams then?
No, I gotta look this up.
You know, because you can have a relocation team and it's basically a created team, but it's like an approved created team. I did read something like that though, that the NFL doesn't want it. But it's like, what does that matter to the NFL if the NBA can do that and Major League Baseball can do that in their games? It's like, what is that really hurting? It doesn't hurt literally anything. It's a fucking video game. Like, you should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, there's a creator in just about every fucking game.
Yeah, I don't think you can make... Can you make teams in 2... Yeah, you can make teams in 2K. Yeah, 2K? You can do, like, completely custom teams.
Yeah.
You can customize
the
everything.
Creator in 2K is awesome, actually.
I was going to say...
You can change the whole fucking arena in 2K.
They banned concussions. So there's no concussions in the game.
Yeah.
It just says
initially for Madden 25, they were saying like people would get concussions and they would be carted off the field and shit, but that never happened.
Yeah,
and
they don't have the cart anymore either. They always walk off the field.
They used to have an ambulance.
Yeah,
in 2002 or whatever.
Yeah, if it was like a really really bad injury, right?
Yeah. And they don't even do that anymore.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. This one, the violent hits where you used to be able to knock off people's helmets.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? That was awesome.
It's like, dude, this is a video game. Like, we do not need it to be like this fucking... It's not rated... Like, I get that it's rated E, right? It is rated E.
Yeah.
But it's like... Shouldn't you be depicting the fucking sport the way it actually happens?
Yeah. One that's really stupid is the last one on that list. It's empty stadiums. Remember that?
Yeah, because now they just fill them up and they're maxed out.
Every single game is sold out.
Yeah.
My favorite thing was like
the show is pretty good about that. Like it'll change the attendance in every game and shit.
I liked was it the NCAA? Yeah, the NCAA games where if you were like a wicked good team and you went to a rivalry game, it would have half split the attendance up. The bowl games would be like that. So one half would be like, SU, the other half would be like West Virginia.
Yeah.
That was just the NCAA games were the best games ever made. Seriously. They were so much better than Madden.
Yeah.
It feels better. It honestly
weird. It
looks
like,
just as good in my opinion.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same, but they had things that like Madden didn't have.
Yeah.
Which was fucking, it didn't make any sense.
Good music. I fucking hate the soundtracks in sports games nowadays. Just all sports games across the board.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about
the
that
show is
ago.
weird because it had the same thing as last year. Like this year's basically the same. Like it's the same artist, but a different song from each artist.
See, that's pretty cool.
Which is kind of cool. Like it has another Greta Van Fleet song. I think it's last year it was Safari's song, and it's When the Curtain Falls this year. So I was like, that's the only rock song that's in the game. But it's like all the same artists, but they just took a different song. So probably what they do is sign a contract with that artist and say, hey, we got you for this many years. We're taking one of your songs for each soundtrack.
Yeah.
Which is a good way to do it. But that's like, I don't know. That game, I feel like they just do. With baseball, obviously, it's easier to be authentic, I think, than with football. But I think the fact is that the studio cares a little bit more. You know, that's the bottom line. Is like EA doesn't really care that much about their fucking.
They really don't.
Yeah, and what can you do about it? Really, there's not much you can do. Unless you're EA, you have to be the ones that say, "Hey, like you guys got to do this," but they're not going to. They're still making money off of it. I can't beat that into the ground enough, though. It's like fuck. Like what? You're in a spot where like, as the player, you can't change anything about it, and they're not going to change anything about it. So
no. Well, people were talking about.
All you can really do is bitch about it, and it's like no matter how many people bitch about it, they're not going to do anything. They know that everybody fucking can't stand that they do that, but they also know that people buy it. So
yeah, because I feel like probably 80% of all people that play Madden don't give a shit because they just do Ultimate Team or they don't care because they don't play.
Yeah,
they play like once a week.
I don't get Ultimate Team. Like, why would you do that? Especially when in Madden, when you get a card, you have to like renew the contracts to use the player that you got. So like you have to pay constantly to use the card that you already got. In MLB, you get the card and you get that player for good. You don't have contracts or any of that shit. So if you want to play Diamond Dynasty in the show, it's like you're just earning players and you get to keep them. And you earn players in every mode for Diamond Dynasty. So if you play franchise for like a whole season, you get a bunch of players for your Diamond Dynasty team. I've been playing Road to the Show, which is like your career mode basically. I've been playing it as a catcher.
How's
and
that?
It's wicked cool
because you call the pitches still?
You can, yeah. You can play every pitch if you want, call the pitches. But it's like so much fun just like gunning a guy down at second when they're trying to steal. And then you also jack up your fucking like power so that you're just like a fucking slugger. Basically my guy's like super balanced and just rips the ball every time. And his average is like 317 or something. So like he's
Jesus.
Like Mike Trout level. And I got drafted by the Angels too, so that was awesome.
Did you pick them or did you just get drafted by them? You can
pick the team that you like want to be drafted by, and if they want you, they'll take you. And they had like a 7th round draft pick or something, so I got drafted by them.
That's pretty sweet.
I played Double-A for like 2 months, and then I got called up to the Angels
immediately.
I did skip Triple-A completely.
AAA.
It was cool because they called me into the manager's office, and he's like, "They're calling you up," and I was like, "Oh, cool, I'm going to Triple-A." And the manager goes, "No, I don't think you get it." He's like, "The Angels called you up."
That's what the manager said?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool as shit.
And I was like, "Oh, fuck, this is awesome." No, they do such a good job on that fucking game. It feels like it's a studio that gives a shit. And that's one of the things is like, that's the only reason I have a PlayStation right now.
Yeah, it's for the show.
I wouldn't play shit on that thing if it weren't for that game. So they would probably kill it if they were on all the other platforms. They already kill it, really.
And that's only been a PlayStation game.
Yeah.
Always. It's pretty crazy.
It's really weird that Major League Baseball doesn't mind that it's a PlayStation exclusive. They're missing a whole market there.
Imagine if it was on if it was on every platform, that'd be insane.
That's what I mean.
It sounds like people would stop buying it.
No. You'd still get the same sales on PlayStation. And you'd also get the Xbox players and PC players. You'd get viewers probably from baseball. You'd get people watching baseball. That's what happens. I feel like if a game is big, people start watching it. UFC Undisputed did that, honestly. Like, I started playing Undisputed before I was watching the UFC.
Yeah. I think I did too. I think I played it before I even knew what I was doing.
Yeah. I
It
just
was
knew
like
you
the
could,
first Undisputed game.
I
Came
knew
out
you
in,
could
like,
punch and
07,
kick.
08, yeah.
I knew guys would get knocked down, and it was cool. I mean, basically, that's how I like learned who Chuck Liddell was and fucking Shogun and shit.
Yeah, because that was the demo.
You could play the demo
Was
with Shogun
Shogun
and Liddell.
versus Liddell, and Liddell was wicked OP
Yeah,
because he could just uppercut the whole time and never get tired.
yeah. And then he had the ducking overhand
Yeah.
right, and it would always like one shot KO. I played that demo more than any demo I've ever played, I think. Yeah, I can't think of any of them that I played more than that.
Dude, the demo I played the shit out of was fucking NHL 08. I remember demos were awesome because
You didn't even have to buy the game.
I couldn't afford a lot of games when I was 11. Not a lot of 11-year-olds can afford their own games.
Right, yeah.
But I also didn't have Wi-Fi in my PS3 because I had one of the shitty PS3s. But like the first edition didn't have Wi-Fi, but it was backwards compatible, like completely, which was awesome. But like once a week, I would go downstairs and plug my PS3 into the router. Probably not even once a week, maybe like once a month. I'd plug it into the router and just go through the demo list and just fucking stuff that shit
Just
with
grab
demos.
every single
I
one.
would literally have like 10 or 11 demos at a time. There were so many games that I have memories of that I never bought.
Yeah.
And then when you finally do
Like
buy
the Dead
it,
or Alive games I used to play on the Dreamcast just because I had the demo of them
yeah,
with like 3 characters.
like we were talking about this with Jake, and this was a good point that he brought up, was about how a capitalist market affects the way video games are. But I think it's also that it's so, I mean, yeah, obviously it's so expensive to do it. But what I was thinking too is that all the other companies, I don't know if I mentioned this, all the bigger companies are buying all the smaller ones. So you're not getting AA games. Because there were even some on PS3 that were amazing. You know, like Time Shift or Clive Barker's Jericho.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's like all those big companies that have the money, they're just gonna buy shit so they don't have to do as much.
Yeah.
It's like once you have all the money, you can just, and that's another like I was just talking about this before, where I just bought Spotify with Hulu.
Yeah.
And Spotify was like, hey, Hulu, we're going to scoop you up because we're Spotify. We have a ton of money. So now you pay $10 and you get Spotify and Hulu, which is wicked good for me because I was already using both services.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm getting both of them for $10 a month, which is a fucking steal. So it's like, it's basically, if you have the money, you can just buy out these big companies. And I think, who else did that? Like I know Microsoft Studios is buying out a lot of the smaller companies too. And it's because I guess Xbox wants exclusives, and that's one of their goals. Which, I mean, honestly, I still think overall Xbox is a better console. As weird as that sounds to people.
I think it is just because it's a lot comfier for me.
It's not even that. I just feel like the infrastructure of it is just better made. Like the PlayStation just feels like it does have some of the exclusives are great. I mean, don't get me wrong. They got some great fucking games on there. But I think overall, I like the Xbox better. I mean, I have both, and it's like I definitely use the Xbox way more.
I was going to say the Xbox is better, in my opinion, because of just all the subscriptions they have.
Yeah.
Gold, Game Pass, and I think Sony has EA access, but Game Pass alone sells an Xbox for me.
Yeah, for sure. I think what it is so many people have played on PlayStation for so long, and most of the people that go, PlayStation's way better, don't have an Xbox also. You got to talk to people who have both, really.
Yeah, everybody.
And it's not like, and not even people who have just played both. Like, you have to have someone who owns both. And
you have
has
all 3
experienced
consoles,
them.
and you use the Xbox the most.
Yeah.
You probably use the Switch more than the PlayStation, too.
Yeah.
Because if I was going to get a second console, I'd get a Switch.
Right,
Personally.
yeah, for sure. Especially with Xbox, like, trying to get things onto the Switch now. They're trying to move to, like, a Play Anywhere on the Switch, which would be really cool. And if they can do that, damn, they got everything covered. Switch, PC, and Xbox. So now you got, like, an Xbox everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is the idea. PlayStation isn't making moves, I think, is part of their problem.
No, they dig their heels in. They do that every time.
They're very reliant on their exclusives.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. Like you said, a lot of them are great.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't like Bloodborne, but Bloodborne is one of the best games ever.
Well, they have The Last of
They
Us.
have The Last of Us, Uncharted,
yeah, the
God of
Uncharted
War,
series.
the Spider-Man game, the show,
They used to do like Resistance.
Resistance, and Killzone.
Yeah.
You know,
Both of those are kind of died out.
which is a shame because they were both really cool. They were both super gritty.
Mm-hmm.
Like they both remind me their tone. They remind me of Gears of War, but definitely the stories weren't as engaging. The characters weren't as engaging.
Yeah.
Because that's the best part about Gears, I think, is how fun the characters are. Every single character.
Yeah. I think the best thing about Gears is how over the fucking top it
That
all
too.
is.
The amount of gore and stuff.
Yeah. They're like, well, how do we make this game like as over the top as possible? They're like, well, first of all, we're going to have a fully automatic machine gun with a chainsaw bayonet on it. So you can run up to people and stab them in the back with a chainsaw and then split them in half. And every time you hit someone with a shotgun, they blow up into fucking 80 pieces. And then you can like kick the pieces around. If you
You don't forget the kicking.
Yeah. I used to do that. Like, just I would kill people or kill like dudes in the campaign, and then just run around with their bodies on my feet, like, just ragdolling around. I love when you'd have like there's a body here and then cover behind it, and you'd run to like slam up against cover, and the body would just start glitching out all around you. Fucking the original Gears was fucking just prime.
I think a problem.
It was such an intense, like, competitive atmosphere too.
Yeah. A big problem with Sony's exclusives too is that, as far as like Killzone and Resistance, they both tried to be Halo.
Yeah.
Which you can't do, because Halo was popular because it was a great game, it was a really good story, but also it changed everything.
Yeah. I think there was something that Bungie nailed as far as like how I felt like the crosshairs, as much as weird as that sounds, I felt like the way the crosshairs worked, like the reticle you have, it felt like comfortable. Like the BR, like just the way the reticle looked, like that blue thick reticle, like it felt like, I don't know, it's undescribable really. It's just the way that the whole fucking game felt was
perfect.
Yeah, it just worked.
Well, that's why Destiny works, because Destiny is just the most mechanically sound game.
Yeah, like that
Shooter,
the studio knew how to make it feel right. A shooter. I think that's and it was hard to do that at the time because it wasn't like on consoles there wasn't many shooters that were good, like that felt right. And I think they nailed how to do it. And if you look, all the shooters after that sort of took that as a model and said, hey,
they all took regenerating health.
Yeah.
They all took the 2 weapons.
Yeah.
Back and forth. They all took local split screen, and then the multiplayer too.
I mean, Halo 2 and 3 didn't have health. Like the first Halo had health and it had a shield, but then after that they were like, we're just doing fully regenerating health. And all games have that now. Not many games use the shield system. I mean, Destiny still uses it.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Borderlands does the shield and the health, which is dope.
Mm-hmm.
They're making a third one.
Yeah.
I think it comes out next year, right?
Yeah, they were talking about how it's a Epic Games
exclusive.
Yeah, but it's apparently it's going to be timed.
6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I get it, but I don't like the idea of timed. I was watching Boogie, and he was talking about how what they should do instead of timed exclusives is go, here's like it's $10 off on the Epic Games Store, and it's full price anywhere else.
Yeah,
just do that. It'll probably get people to buy it on the Epic Games Store, and the people who don't want to don't have to. They'll pay the extra $10.
Mm-hmm. That'd work really well.
The timed shit just doesn't make any sense. All you're doing is making people have to wait 6 months if they don't want to use the Epic Games Store. You're kind of forcing people to do it, people who are fans of Borderlands, because they want to play that shit immediately. and you're forcing them to use a platform they don't want to.
Yeah. And you're gonna get ones that are like they're like, I fucking hate the Epic Game Store. I'm never gonna buy a game off there. And then like 2 months in,
And then they immediately
3 months in, they're like, damn it, all my friends are
They're
playing
jonesing,
Borderlands.
yeah.
All their
They're itching and
characters
shit.
are already max level. I really want to play Borderlands
Yeah.
3. All right, fuck it. I'll get the Epic Game Store.
Yep.
The Epic Game Store is this weird.
And then they're fucked because then they're behind, and they could have just bought it day one because they were gonna get it anyway. They just wanted to hold out.
The one thing I don't like about the Epic Game Store is I don't like any company that's owned by China to have that information. But I could be totally wrong. I bet you most companies in China have all of our information.
Yeah, of course they do.
So, it's mostly just a loyalty thing. I don't like, from what I've seen from the Epic Game Store, apparently there's no reviews, there's no search function, there's no
No,
chat.
it's bare bones. All of them really are. Like, they'll just have, like, a bunch of games on the sidebar. Like, I know Battle.net just has, like, I don't know what it is. What do they have? Warcraft, and I think they actually have Activision too, don't they? So they have Destiny and Call of Duty, Black Ops.
Yeah, they have Destiny, Call of Duty, Warcraft, StarCraft,
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
What's that other game they do? Heroes of the Storm. I think that's done, though. I'm pretty sure that's done.
Diablo 2. Or not, yeah.
Just Diablo.
They have Diablo 3 and 2.
Oh, man, Diablo is such a good fucking game.
Yeah.
You still playing Path of Exile?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's like, I think I'm on Act, 5 or 6 or something like that. But it's like the people who have played it before, they can just go through all 10 acts in, fucking 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I kind of just want to take my time with it and just play it whenever. It's kind of like a better version of Diablo for me. That's what it seems like. It feels like it's an improved version of 3.
Yeah, because it's basically just 2.
Right.
The same systems as 2, but with graphics like 3.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that it's still free.
Yeah.
Completely. You
Yeah.
don't need the DLC at all.
No, I don't think you do. It's mostly donation stuff. You get certain armor sets and stuff. It's all cosmetic, which is the way to go. I think anytime you have a loot box system, it's got to be just to make yourself look cool.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It can't be shit that's, because they were talking about the Elder Scrolls Blades, that fucking mobile game that's coming out.
Yeah.
Or just started to roll out or whatever, and I guess the best weapon in the game is through a loot box, and it's a random chance. So it's like you're playing that virtual slot machine to get the best fucking gun in the game, or best whatever it is, blade or sword or dagger or whatever the fuck it is. So that's fucked up, because you basically can't get the best weapon in the game by playing the game.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
There's fucking mobile games are shot, though. It's like there's fucking games that'll time gate you and shit. Like, oh, you can't play anymore for fucking 20 minutes. I get the mechanic. It's to keep people from constantly playing it, which actually is a good thing. I would want that, because otherwise I'd probably just keep playing it. Like Pokemon Shuffle, I play that a lot. It's kind of like Candy Crush with Pokemon. But it's not like Candy Crush where you move one thing from one to the other.
Yeah.
It's Shuffle. You can pull them all the way across the screen and move them wherever you want. And it's a fun game because you when you beat a level, you catch the one you're fighting, and you can use a team of 4 Pokemon and shit. So it's basically Candy Crush with Pokemon, but it gates you. You get X amount of hearts and you use them, and then you have to wait 20 minutes for them to refill.
Yeah, I remember.
So you don't sit there and fucking
just
play it for, because I would,
yeah,
because you get lost in it. It also is fucking hard though, because they want you to spend money on premium items and shit to beat the levels.
Well, I was gonna say, I remember playing those time gate games were perfect when we were kids, because I remember playing, what the fuck was it? Zombie Farm was a wicked good game.
Yeah,
it was like Farmville, but
yeah, Farmville. But it was weird because with Farmville, I could still drag the time out. I would still find something to do. I'd be like, I'm gonna plant some roses and and wait for 3 minutes for them to
Farmville
harvest
was
them.
so good.
It was addictive.
Farmville is the reason. Farmville is the Trailer Park Boys for Facebook.
It is. Yeah.
Because it got so many people on Facebook.
It really did.
So many people.
You had to have a Facebook, and everybody could go visit everybody's farms. You know.
Yeah, that was the coolest part. Can we plant some?
You can put up signs.
Put up signs. Yeah. No, but I played the zombie farm game. And it was like kind of like Plants vs Zombies before Plants vs Zombies. You would grow plants, but the plants would the fruit they bear would be zombies, which was wicked stupid.
That makes sense.
Then you would use the zombies to like attack other farmers and shit.
Yeah, and you would burn tires. And
yeah, burn tires and cook them over the fire. Drink blue stuff and huff hairspray.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to burn tires or cook food over tires that you're burning.
No.
I've never played Plants vs. Zombies. I don't even know what it is, really.
It's a fun game. It's kind of like a tower defense thing.
It gets a lot of players.
The second one is awful, but the first one's one of the best games ever, honestly. Like, it's just really good.
There's a lot of people that play those, like, obscure games, though. Like, even, like, a lot of platformers still are really big. Like, indie game platformers and shit. You get a lot of guys who are, like, just retro gamers, which is what, I guess that's what they call them. And they only play like old consoles or like indie game like platformers and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got a lot of people playing like Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight, Spelunky.
I mean, I don't get the appeal of that though. It's like, guess what? I already played all those games, like all those retro games. Like I get the nostalgia. I get
they're
the
good
nostalgia.
games though.
Yeah, but it's like if you're gonna sit there and play Super Mario exclusively, it's like, dude, like we played this a long time ago. It's like maybe go back to.
I thought you meant the indie games.
Well,
You're
yeah,
talking about
that
people
too.
that
But I mean,
still
like
play
people who
retro
play
games.
like have retro consoles and shit and only play those.
I think if you only play retro games, you're kind of weird.
It's definitely weird.
I like if
The nostalgia wears off. It's not nostalgia
If it's like
anymore.
a party situation or a group situation, playing like a Nintendo 64 is pretty awesome still.
Yeah, for sure. But if you only have like the old consoles, it's like you're not playing nostalgia games anymore. You're just playing the games still.
Yeah. But
It's like I'm not gonna sit there and play Centipede for 8 hours. You know?
Centipede.
Or fucking what's the other one? Yeah,
Silverfish.
Centipede in your ass. The game.
No, I was gonna say
Pong or some shit. You know.
Like Hollow Knight is fun and Shovel Knight is a really good game. Like they're fun. I think what I like about these indie games, and I don't really play any of them.
As long as it has a knight, it's good. You know?
Basically. But what I like about them is that
If there's not a game called Wizard Knights, there ought to be.
it's just charming. There probably is.
You could get swords. Yeah.
You don't play any 2D games? Have you played The Binding of Isaac?
I have, yeah. I have The Binding of Isaac. The last one I played, I think, that I actually liked was Braid. Because I like the idea of like time only moves when you move, and you can go. I think it's like when you move forward, like in certain levels, if you move forward, time goes forward, and like back it goes reverse, and you have to. It's almost a puzzle game, which I never was a big fan of puzzle games, but if you do it right, it works. Because I remember like playing like the Sands of Time or something and being like stuck in like a puzzle for 18 hours.
Hey, Gamers just released a video on Prince of Persia too.
I saw that.
It was pretty amazing.
But I saw that they released it.
Probably the best one he's done so far. Or I don't know how many.
Yeah, I only played the Sands of Time though.
Really?
I think so. It was on PS2.
Yeah. They made 3 games.
Yeah.
The third one was dog shit. The first one was really good, but the second one was the best one because it was like God of War.
That's good. That's what you want to do.
It was like super gory and violent and shit. And then the third
There was
one,
a time when a lot of those games were like they did like Dante's Inferno and shit, and all those games were
so
pretty much
weird.
the same.
That game was really cool, but it was really weird. Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like
It was basically a God of War.
It was
like,
the Divine Comedy.
yeah.
It was,
Yeah. The idea was like PlayStation had God of War, so we got to do Dante's Inferno. Which it wasn't bad.
No,
I mean, honestly,
it
it was
wasn't.
pretty good. It was just, it wasn't God of War, and they didn't make any sequels, so obviously it didn't perform super well.
Yeah. Did you ever play the Darksiders games? This is just a video game podcast for now.
Yeah, it basically is. I never played Darksiders. I don't think.
I can't remember.
I thought about it. I thought about grabbing them.
They're
recently.
both on Game Pass. Somebody tried getting me onto both of them, and I can't remember who it was. They were telling me the first one is kind of like Darksiders. It's kind of like the Legend of Zelda. It's like a really dark, gory Legend of Zelda game. And then the second one I tried, and it was like a hack and slash loot game. What the fuck do you call them? Like a Diablo clone, kinda. But it was like, imagine if you had like Zelda mixed with Diablo. So I guess it was kind of like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
because you would do puzzles, go on quests, kill enemies, and they would all drop items and shit, and it was just really weird. It's
always tough to do a loot system right, though.
Yeah, I heard the third Darksiders is really good though. It just came out like a couple months ago.
I didn't know that. I don't know. I would like to look into those. I'd probably like it, realistically.
They're all on Game Pass, I think. The first two are. So is the new Just Cause game that just came out. It came out in like December. Just Cause 4. Did you know they're still making those?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That was a demo I played a shit ton of, was Just Cause 2.
That's because they I think it was timed.
Yeah, it was a half hour.
But it gave you the open map, really, I think.
It gave you
a good chunk of it.
I think it gave you the whole map, yeah. I'm almost positive.
But it always started you out in the same spot, so you'd only play like one spot.
Yeah.
Because there was those canisters you could shoot, and then you could grappling hook onto them.
The best was like grappling hooking people to each other or like to a helicopter.
Yeah.
Flying around. I would always grappling hook people to my cars and lynch them through the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it was always a cool thing. Like you could hook your car to like a statue and like pull it over. Like just like drive away from the statue and pull the statue down and shit.
Yeah, I remember that. And it was like everybody looked like Saddam Hussein. All the statues.
Yeah.
They looked like Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. Of course they did.
That's too funny. Yeah, it was really cool. I loved that you would it was basically like you were a terrorist, basically. You were actually a terrorist. like, because none of the civilians were happy to see you either.
The whole thing didn't really make any sense.
No.
It was just over the top. They just did it just cause, you know? I mean, that's basically what it was.
Yeah. Did you ever play the full games of those? Because I don't remember anything.
I think Wes was the only one who bought Just Cause 2 because he just wanted to. I don't even know. You didn't need to, though. I was like, that's the thing.
I got it on a Humble Bundle once for like $1.
I think I got it for free or some shit at some point. But I never played it because I wasn't going to.
I played it just to explore the map because the map is ginormous. Yeah.
I don't know. The objectives felt stupid. There was nothing really to do.
Scorpio, blow up. How was she
talking? Yeah, go blow something up or...
Scorpio, go blow something up.
Yeah, that's really what it was.
Mook. Oh.
Or destroy something is the goal.
Oh, that's a good game too, is Destroy All Humans. Remember that shit? You never played Destroy All Humans?
That's the alien one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I played it.
Oh, that game was so fucking good. That was when cheat codes were in games. I miss cheat codes.
I thought you were going to say Destroy Everything, which is the worst song of all time. I'm pretty sure, I don't even know who sings that, but it's actually the worst fucking song ever. I'm pretty sure the only lyric is Destroy Everything.
Oh, it's not like machines with it.
It's a horrible fucking song. And the reason I remember it is because it's a horrible fucking song. And I'm pretty sure that's
by Hatebreed.
Yeah, yep. It's wicked bad. Well, it's by Hatebreed, so it's awful. I'm pretty sure he just goes destroy everything for the entire song. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. He literally the chorus is destroy everything. I just want to look up the lyrics. I love how they were like brainstorming and they were like, dude.
Dude, it's literally Machines Within.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the literally the chorus is destroy everything times 3, obliterate what makes us weak, destroy everything times 3, decimate what threatens me.
Yeah, that's a good song.
That's so bad. That's one of the worst songs I've ever heard.
That's the kind of music that people that are like metal is retarded, and then they show you that, and it's like, no, Hatebreed is retarded.
Yeah. Oh, here's one at the end: is destroy everything times 2, then obliterate what makes us weak, then destroy everything times 3, decimate what threatens me, destroy everything times 3 again, so a new life can begin. Destroy everything times 3. So he says it.
Like what, 14
11 times in that
11
chorus.
times.
But that's the good part of the song. And with that, we'll take a break. I'm going to go listen to Hatebreed.
It's a mistake.
ClearShotsPodcast.com is where you'll find links to everything we do. You can check us out on Twitter at ClearShotsPod. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and check us out on Periscope for live videos. If you have anything you want to ask us, send us an email at clearshotspodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. We will see you next time.